Hey Flosstube, this is Christy, the Raven Floss Stitcher. Welcome back to my channel. If you are one of my subscribers, if you're brand new to this channel, hi, hello, welcome. I'm Christy, I'm a cross stitcher. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. This is my channel where I mostly talk about cross stitch. Today is Wednesday, April 26th, and I do have WIPGO to show. I have my goals completed for April and then my goals for May. But before I get into all that, I just want to quickly address a question, or not question, but a comment that I got on my previous Flosstube video, and I think I also got a similar comment on my Facebook page. Both people said something along the lines of I stitch a lot, or I have a lot of time stitching. Yes, I absolutely do. I have about 100 new subscribers in the last 2 months or so. So if you're brand new here, welcome. And also I just kind of want to introduce myself to you guys. I am a 38-year-old stay-at-home mom, housewife, military spouse. My husband's active duty military. He's a Marine. We currently live in Okinawa, Japan. We've been here for about 2 years now. We have 3 kids. My oldest is in middle school, and then my 2 youngest are in elementary. So my kids are at school all day, and I have a lot of time on my hands while they're gone. So right now it's 9 in the morning, and all my kids are off at school, and that means I have a whole day to myself to do whatever I want. Sometimes I try to squeeze in a little bit of housework, but I mostly focus on cross stitch. So that's why I stitch a lot, and I have a lot of time stitching, because I'd probably go insane if I didn't. Prior to being a stay-at-home mom, I worked 2-3 jobs, and I was going to school. So when I suddenly became a stay-at-home mom, I had too much time on my hands, and I didn't know what to do, and I was going a little cabin fever, the right word? Possibly. Just being stuck at home all day, it wasn't something I was used to. So finding cross stitch again, like I kind of knew about cross stitch prior to being stay-at-home mom, but I found it again and got back into it, and got into it real hard. But it helped. It helped me a lot with having to stay at home with my kids. So yeah. That's why I stitch a lot, because even now in Okinawa, Japan, there's nothing to do here. There's no Walmart, there's no Target, there's no IKEA, there's no Costco. It's a small island. I'm not mainland Japan. I think there's more stuff to do in mainland Japan, but not so much here on the island. Unless you're outdoorsy, which I'm not. If you love hiking, if you love scuba diving, snorkeling, if you like doing all that stuff, then this is a great place to come and visit. But I'm not an outdoorsy person. I don't like bugs. I don't like being in the sun. I am 100% a homebody, or I like to be indoors. My house is pretty dark right now because all the lights are off. That's how I like it. I'm also a little bit sensitive to light, so I do have lights here. They're hurting my eyes right now. So I rarely go outside. I do, however, go out there because my boys had soccer season. My youngest, his soccer season just wrapped up. I'm kind of going ahead and moving on to the next thing now. If you saw my previous video, I did have a whip that I was working on while my boys were at practice. The youngest, his season's already over. There's a shortage of refs on the island, so they didn't have a tournament, which is a little sad. This is his first year playing soccer, and he didn't get to do tournaments. They did have games, but there was no refs at any of the games until the last game. So his season's done. My other son, his soccer season's still kind of going. They're in the tournaments. They haven't played a game yet. The first one will be this Saturday. So I do have practice with him. So that's Monday, or no, I'm sorry, Tuesday, Thursday practice, which I'm still taking my whip with me. So here is the whip I showed last time. It's done. Coffee and Friends, the perfect blend. It's done, and I already started on the next one. So yesterday my son had practice. Thursday he'll have another practice, and I think that's the last practice. Even if they win this tournament, I think their practice part is done, so I will only have one more day to do this in practice, but I will continue stitching on this at home, even though I won't be able to stitch it at practice anymore. Unless my boys start taking piano lessons, then I'll take this with me there too. But we need to figure all that stuff out. So yeah, moving on to WIPGO. Numbers called for April were numbers 5 and 17. If you're new here, I have 2 WIPGO boards. I have a BAPS board, BAP, big ass projects. Those are going to be my big whips. They're going to be my larger fabrics that are more than 30 inches long. They also have a lot more higher stitch count, so those are my BAPs. My other one, I have been calling it a small board, and I did get a comment of someone saying they love what I refer to as small. Pretty much it's just anything that's smaller than the BAPS board. So I have my BAPS board, and then I have my smalls. Anything smaller than the smalls are what I call weekend projects, because I can finish those on the weekend. This being a weekend project, because if I just sit down on one weekend, I can finish that. So yeah, so that's what I call my pieces. My BAPS board, I have 5 pieces. They're on the board 5 times each, and every time the numbers are called, I need to do 3,000 stitches. So far for this year, that is working out really well for me, and I'm getting a lot of stitching done. For my small boards, I have 12 whips on that board, and they're each on the board 2 times each. So every time those numbers are called, my goal is to do 2,000 stitches each time. Since it's a lower stitch count, I don't expect to have a huge progress on them. However, once they're done for the year, I can work on it, which is exactly what I did. I'll just go ahead and go with this piece first. This is my number, hold on, this was my number 5, Welcome to Hogwarts. My start was 8,466 stitches. I started stitching on it early in the month of April. I finished my goal. I put a pause on this. I jumped over. I did all my other 3 whips, and I completed those, and then I jumped back to do this one. Once I came back to stitch on this one again, I did an additional 3,000 stitches. This piece was on the board twice, and it's already been called. This was the second time it's been called for 2023, so it's no longer on the board. So if I choose to finish it, I can, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So it's gonna be this piece right here behind me. Welcome to Hogwarts School. Okay, so here is my current, what it looks like. I don't know what to call it. That's 5,000 stitches done so far. Oh, somehow I'm talking, I got a needle in my mouth. This is where I'm at. So I was working on this morning, so I do currently have it on my pattern keeper right next to me. This is currently 60% finished. I'm at 13,681 stitches. So far this morning, I put 257 stitches in. So, currently, I am stitching about 1,000 stitches a day, maybe a little bit more on average. I could stitch about 1,600 stitches a day easily, Monday through Friday, while my kids are at school, my husband's at work, and blah blah blah. I don't, because I constantly have to get up and move around. I don't just sit there and focus. But if I try to focus and stitch this, I think I can have it done in a week. Will I actually do that? I don't know. But it would be nice if I had this finished this coming up month. If it's 9,000 stitches, I have roughly 9,000 stitches. A little less than 9,000 stitches until it's complete. So I'm going to try my best between now and May 1st to finish this. we'll see if I can do that. So yeah, that's my goal for that one. Since I'm doing my smalls, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the next one, number 17, Victorian Charm. If I have a picture of my star, I'll put it right here. And here is my stop. For some reason I thought I can do more like of the house and it would be the 2,000 goal. Realistically, that was not anywhere close to 2,000 stitches. That was way more. That was like way more. So I did work on from over here all the way to over here. That's 150 stitches. Then going down, that's if I just did this, okay, a 10 by 10 square is 100 stitches. So if I focus on 100 stitches all the way across, 150 stitches, that's 1,500 stitches. And then I did a little bit more. So yeah, this is roughly 2,000 stitches. I don't have the exact count of how many stitches I did on this, because my little counter thing that I used to use when I used to do what are they called? What was it called? Oh my god. Tour to cross stitch. That was a competition we had where we're in teams and we would try to stitch as much as possible. I bought a little counter to count my stitches. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. My son has recently took my little counter and I don't know what he did with it, so I can't actually keep track of how many stitches I did on this. So we're just gonna say 2,000 stitches and I completed my goal. So yay, done. Moving on to Heaven Earth Designs Mini Wisdom. This was my number 5 for April. My start was 9,080 stitches. If I have a picture of it, I'll insert that right here. My stop for April was 12,084 stitches, and here's what it looks like. And of course, as always, if you want to see better pictures of this, you can find it on my Facebook page. I'll put a link in the description box below if you want to go take a look at it. I have all my photos in albums, so if you want to see my progress on my Heaven Earth Designs, it's all in one album. You can find it there. I'm also kind of doing similar things to my time-lapse videos. They're all on the same playlist, so if you want to see all my progress on this specific piece, you can just go to the playlist and see it all in order. That's why my time-lapse videos are part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. They're all on the little playlist and they should be in order. So yeah, moving on to number 17 for April. My longest rods, or no, they're not my longest rods. They're just my longest I'm currently using. My absolute longest ones, I've already put them away. They're too long for my stand, and I don't think I have any pieces that long that I need for that. Wait, what am I saying? I don't think I have any pieces that I need those long rods for at this moment, so I put them away for now. Wizard Alley number 17. My start, actually I misspoke my previous Flosstube video. I said 2,250 stitches. I was wrong. So this one is this one right here, Wizard Game. My start was 5,296 stitches. If I have the picture of my start, I'll put it right here. My goal was 3,000 stitches, so I stopped at 8,296 stitches, and here's what it looks like now. Okay, I am going to pause my camera right now. I'm going to switch out all my whips from April and put on all my whips for May. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back. And I'm back. So I have my WIPGO numbers for May, numbers 23 and 25 for my BAPS board. Since I have 5 whips on there on the board 5 times each, the last one, since it's number 22 to 25, is going to be the same thing. Kingdom of Books. I'll be working on that twice for the month. So my goal is 3,000 stitches each time the number is called. So for this month it's going to be 6,000 stitches. But since I don't have my own pattern keeper and it is a kit, I counted out the squares and counted out 60, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4.5 bucks. So that's what I'll be focusing on. Did I get a question on this or a comment? I don't know. I have gotten a few comments on this in the past on my timeouts videos, so I'm just going to address some things real quick. This is a kit. I purchased it 4 or 5 years ago, I think on Etsy. I'm not sure where you can find it now. I did purchase it from a seller from Russia 4 or 5 years ago. Sanctions are still going on because of the Russian-Ukraine conflict. So I don't think Etsy is selling, or I think they closed down all the shops from the Russian sellers, which is kind of unfortunate. There's a few charts I wanted to buy. And, you know, almost a year later, I still can't get a hold of the sellers. So anyways, not sure where you can buy this at. I have found PDFs. I don't know if those are legal or not, or what the copyright issue is with that, but I have found the PDFs on Etsy if you're interested in this and you can't find the kits. This brand, I have a few charts from this brand. One thing I noticed that I don't really like is the fabric that they give you in the kits only give you like 1 inch margin all the way around. That's it. I did swap it out for different fabric. Obviously this is ivory and it came with a white one. I did start it exactly the way it instructed. So it said to use 3 strands on the white Aida. I had a larger piece of white Aida that I swapped out with. And I started stitching on it. I still have the time-lapse video on this channel. All my whips are on a playlist. So if you go to my Kingdom of Books playlist, one of the first videos, you can see I did a lot more progress on my first attempt. But I was super unhappy with it. I didn't like the 3 strands. I didn't like the way it felt while I was stitching on it. I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the whole wood grain up here. I really hated this piece and I didn't want to stitch on it anymore. So I trashed it and started it all over again using hopefully whatever bit of threads I have left. I redid it on this ivory. I'm not doing any of the background or the bottom part, which is like the bookshelf, I think. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just leaving it strictly the books. I'm doing 2 strands, which I'm like so much happier with, and I'm gonna just kind of keep that going. So yeah, so I made quite a few changes on that. It was the first time I worked with this this brand of kits. I do have 4 more whips, or 4 more kits of the same brand, and I do plan to make similar changes when I decide to start working on those pieces. So side note, before you start stitching on this, there's a lot of people who did different things. If you go to Instagram and type in hashtag Kingdom Books cross stitch, you'll see a lot of pictures of different stuff people did. Yeah, that's where I got inspiration to just change the fabric and not do the background, because a lot of people did that, so it wasn't just me. So yes, that's my plans for this. Also, because it's 6,000 stitches I'm trying to do, I'm gonna stitch on this and then take a break, work on one of these other whips, and then come back and stitch on this, and then take a break later on and do whichever other whip I need to do, and then hopefully when I come back to stitching on this again, I'll finish my goal for the month of May. We'll have to see how that goes. For my small boards, my number 23 is Hogwarts. This is the second time it's been called for the month, or for the, I'm sorry, the year 2023. So once I'm done with my goal for May, I'll be completely done with this whip for the year. So if I choose to work on this once I'm done with Hogwarts, Welcome to Hogwarts School, this will be my focus piece and try to finish it for the year, which would be great if I can do that. This piece, I fell in love with it last month when it was called, and I did 400 extra stitches. So I did 2,406 stitches. And I am loving the way it came out. Wait, what's this? Oh. I just found some thread back here. So this is coming out very great. I am really happy with the progress that I have on it. And I'm super happy with the colors, and I love it so much. I can't wait to start stitching on it again. Probably when I take my first break with my Kindle and books, I'll stitch on this one first. Okay, my last whip is number 25. It is Hogwarts Express. These two, they're also from Russian sellers on Etsy. Shop was shut down a little over a year ago, so I don't know where you can find these. I've seen like a knockoff version of this one on Etsy. Some other people are selling it. I'm not sure if it's the same quality or not. Like the pictures look a little fuzzy. This one looks really better. I bought these two almost, well, a little less than 2 years ago from the seller. There was actually 3 whips total. I dyed the fabric for myself for all 3 of them. I dyed them at the same time, so they will all be the same colors. And yeah, so I know I love this one. I think I'm gonna love this one too. I just don't know how all that red's gonna work with this blue. But it's the same blue as the other one, and it's a new start, so I have nothing to show you, but that's what it looks like right now. So yeah, I'm gonna like I said, just keep on stitching this one for now, and see hopefully if I can finish that for the month, and then move on to my other whips. And that is my plans. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, happy stitching. Bye.